What is going on YouTube? This is the Swedish Madman. I'm half of the Passion Network. How's it going, everybody? Today I wanted to bring you another commentary talking about Destiny DLC. Obviously, I am a big Destiny fan myself. I want to preface everything that I'm saying that I'm not anti-Bungie or anti-Destiny. I'm actually pro-Destiny. I'm just not pro whatever Bungie and Activision have decided to do with Destiny, you know, and meaning their business model in particular, how they decided to ship us most of the story in the form of DLC, but that's a commentary for another day. Now, when it comes to the release date of the House of Wolves, we have been fooled many times, you know, with leaks and rumors and such. Even multiple reputable game news outlets have had perpetuated March 10th as the release date of the House of Wolves. Even I stumbled up and made that mistake in my last Destiny video. The release date that we have, the updated release date that we have on hand is the 19th of May. That is per Mega Man X of Destiny 4chan. I will thoroughly cite all my links in the description, all my sources in the description if you guys are interested. But because we have this new updated release date, I will speak as if the House of Wolves is coming out on the 19th of May. Now, to get into the good stuff, because the bulk of news out there is talking about the gear, there's going to be one brand new set of raid gear per main class character. There's supposedly supposed to be 60 new pieces of gear and 14 new weapons. I know Bungie says hundreds of new weapons, like they say, for every DLC to kind of get you excited. But 60 new pieces of gear sounds reasonable. Now, out of curiosity, I have been reading around to see if Destiny is going to make any changes to the vault when these DLCs come out. You know, as the Dark Below came out and, you know, we had hundreds of new pieces of gear and weapons following that. I was hoping that Destiny would up the size of the vault substantially so that we don't have so small slots and, you know, people have multiple pieces of gear over and over again to switch between characters. I did find one article that seemed pretty credible. I will link that in the description as well. I heard that Destiny or Bungie is going to up the size for actual gear, wearables, to 24 instead of 20, which sounds absurd to me. Like I said, there's many people who have multiple sets of legendary or exotic gear that they switch between characters. And they're going to switch the weapons from, I think it's 36 now to 40, which I think they should just switch it to 40 across the board, but that's beyond me. Now, aside from the gear that we can obtain from this new DLC, we're also going to get 3 new Crucible maps, of course. A brand new Fallen Strike, a new raid that's going to be called the Arena, that's going to take place on the Reef. And then obviously there's going to be an Awoken storyline added to the game as well, which that's my main interest, is the Awoken storyline. As we did kind of get that started with those 2 initial brief cutscenes in the beginning of the game, and then we didn't really get anything after that, you know, in regards to the Awoken or why they're being such an asshole to us when we initially went looking for, you know, the Black Garden and things like that. But I digress. Now, it is called the House of Wolves. There are some wolves in the fucking storyline. It's those 2 Vandals that we initially see at the very beginning, where the guy pulls one of the guns from the Awoken officers and aims at the Vandals, but the Vandals are just kind of, you know, quaint and cool, and they don't really react to anything. And then the Queen comes out and says they're my Vandals. Now, it is these Vandals, or the Fallen in general, that serve as the de facto wolves. Wolves meaning like treachery or betrayal, as the Queen is betrayed by her own Vandals, and those Vandals do end up killing a lot of Awoken and causing massive chaos on the Reef. The story does also revolve around the rise of a new Fallen leader, more correctly referred to as a Kell. A Kell being someone like Draxus, a guy with the big red cape who looks like the Fallen Majors or Ultras, like we kill for the bounties. One thing that does necessarily concern me, or not really concerns me, but I am very curious about, if you see in this picture, the raid that takes place on the Reef is called the Arena, but you see in the description it simply says test yourself. As we all know, you know, I'm sure most of us are familiar with the raids, you know, from here on out with Crota and Vault of Glass. There's no way in fucking hell you're doing those raids by yourself. So I'm interested to see what this raid is going to be all about if you do indeed end up having to play by yourself. Now, I am a bit more excited for this DLC, more so than I was for the Dark Below. I feel like this is going to add an actual significant piece of the storyline, and we're going to actually have a cognizant idea of what the fuck happened in Destiny, as the campaign in the vanilla game is just a 10 hours of glorified Horde mode. I think this is going to add an actual, you know, significant piece to the storyline that we're all going to understand. We're all going to look back and say, hey, okay, that makes sense. I couldn't find the footage. I feel like this is going to, shed a little bit more light on what happened with that footage in the initial Destiny trailer, where the Crow was, the Queen's brother, the Crow, was he was aiming the handgun at the Guardian and said, out here in the wild, this is how we talk, and he kind of captures the Guardian, I guess. I guess initially the speaker was with the Crow in that cutscene as well. And then we have to question ourselves what reason the speaker had to be with the Crow, to team up with the Crow. But that is obviously a commentary for a different day, as I do have some surrounding details on what actually happened with Destiny's original storyline. So I'm excited to make that video as well. Nonetheless, I am excited for this DLC, but I am still pissed off that we have to buy a piece of the storyline that should have been included in the initial vanilla game. And I will forever be pissed off at Activision, because I don't think that that was a decision on Bungie's part. I know Bungie is a group of passionate developers, or at least whatever is left of the original Bungie, but I know that that was an Activision decision, that it was decided to cut the content. I don't know if it was, Jason Staten leaving. I think his name's Jason Staten, the lead writer of even Halo, who wrote Destiny for the past 4 years. I don't know if it was him leaving that actually caused this mess, or Activision, deciding to chop all of his story and all of his hard work that caused him to leave. I don't know which one it was. It could be one or the other at this point, who knows, but I will continue to emphasize that Activision did cut content and release a BS initial offering in the franchise of Destiny, as we are going to see content from Bungie and Destiny. The contract is signed for the next 10 years. So I'm going to continue to bring awareness to this issue. I don't hope, I really hope that, games don't start leaning towards this way of the business model where they just chop everything from the initial game and release and make us buy the rest of it as DLC. But I totally digress. I am half of the Passion Network, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, rate, please. Every little bit helps. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave that in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in that next video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace.